Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Metal brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on PARAPOD TV. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an energetic healer. I'm an interfaith minister, and I come to you live from my home in Los Angeles every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Here's what happens every week on the show. I'm a real psychic, and every week I talk to real people, and we have real conversations. They ask real questions, and I work to get real messages from Spirit, which hopefully will bring them real answers and some real healing. So we're all about being real here. And if you'd like to be a guest on a show, send me a text message. It's 818-437-0886. And outside of the US, you can contact me on WhatsApp, 1-818-437-0886. And please visit my website at sheenametalspiritual.com. Would love to have you as a guest on the show, and would love for you to follow me on social media everywhere at Sheena Metal. And that's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and X, formerly Twitter. So many things going on, right? I want to talk today a little bit about staying calm. My mama had this expression, it hasn't happened yet. The last couple of weeks, I've been going through a health crisis thing with my stomach. And, whenever you've got something going on in your life that makes you feel off kilter, whether it's a physiological thing, an emotional thing, a spiritual thing, grief, divorce, whatever it is, we always tend to go immediately to the worst case scenario of what could happen, right? We go, full-blown panic into a situation. And I can be that way too. And for me, oddly enough, with as many problems as I've had with my health since literally the day I was born, I still freak out about things, and I have to stop and calm myself down. And other people will freak you out too. Like if I went on Facebook tomorrow and said, I'm having a problem with my stomach, everybody would start telling me, oh, it's a heart attack, it's a stroke, it's this, it's that. You staying calm in our world can be very, very difficult. But it's so important that we do just that we stay calm, that we don't go to a worst case scenario, like my mama used to say, it hasn't happened yet. And sometimes when I would worry about things when I was younger and had health problems, or she had something going on, she would always say, it hasn't happened yet. And oftentimes it doesn't happen. Oftentimes your worry about something is so much worse than the thing itself. I have clients that come to me for private sessions, and they're in a brand new relationship. And they already want to know, how's it going to end? When's it going to end? When do you foresee this ending? How long do you think this relationship will last? And I always say, Spirit doesn't want to talk about that. Spirit doesn't want to talk about when this relationship's going to end. Spirit wants to talk about, where is this spiritual connection between you and this person? Where is it at today on our show? And how is it going to progress? And what experiences are you going to have with this person along your journey? We're not supposed to know the outcome of everything. If we were, it would be given to us. And we're not supposed to worry about things that haven't happened yet when they haven't happened yet. Did I panic 2 weeks ago I was having a heart attack? I did. Is the truth that my stomach burns when I eat something? So you know what? It's gastritis. It's GERD. Okay. You know what I mean? Do people run to the hospital all the time? Sure, they're having a heart attack just to find out it's heartburn, it's a pinched nerve. We live in a world where everything is various stages of OMG with 5 exclamation points. And it's so important that we realize it hasn't happened yet. And you can't worry about things that haven't happened. That is, I can't even stress to you how important it is that you know that it's nothing to worry about until it is. And that's with everything, right? When is my mother going to die? I'm not going to tell you that. Spirit's not going to give me the information to tell you that. Because if you knew that, you would live your life differently. And that's not what spirit wants. So let's stay calm. Exhale. Assess where you are right now on the journey. Take stock in where you are at this moment and be happy for where you are at this moment. And remember, most importantly, it hasn't happened yet. All right. The worst possible thing that you can imagine may not, probably won't ever happen. So you got to let it go. All right. That's my little something for you this week. Now let's do a message from Spirit. I would love that. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Tony Ann. I'm from Thomasville, North Carolina.
Beautiful. What's your question for me, sweetie?
Do you see any big life changes coming up for me?
I see a big shift for you next year around the spring. Are you planning something for next spring?
No, not currently.
Okay. It looks like a shift in path. Are you, I don't know. Are you switching jobs, thinking about new jobs, thinking about a new career, or something that's like a very intense hobby, something that you're looking to get into? I just see a shift in your lifestyle in the spring.
I've been fighting disability for 5 years now.
Okay, so maybe that's when it comes, is in the spring. But I also see you taking on something fun in the spring. By fun, I mean something that you really, really love. Does that make sense? There's something coming up, whether it's hobby or it's something to help you on your spiritual path, but that something in the spring is going to coincide with that. So it's almost like a relief and then an inspiration at the same time.
Okay.
Is there something you've been looking to sort of get into or explore or try that maybe you haven't because you're waiting on your disability?
Not necessarily, just more, I guess, the feeling of needing to find something for me or find myself type of thing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what's coming for you in the spring. And it's going to be so nice because it's been a long time since you've really had something that fed your soul, right, Tony Ann?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's long overdue. And I think that it's almost like you haven't given yourself permission to have that until the disability goes through. Does that make sense?
It does. It actually does.
That is such your focus right now that it's sort of like, when I have this, then I can have this.
Yes.
And so you've kind of been in this kind of holding place, waiting for the disability to come through so that you can then start to do some things for you and really feed your soul.
Makes sense.
It's almost time. Just got to hold on a little bit longer. They're saying spring. So sometime between March and June of next year. It's looking like May to me. I know that seems so far off, but just hang on because it's coming. All right, sweetheart?
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Sending you so much love for that.
Thank you.
If everybody who's watching would do me a favor, and when I do a read for someone, if you would either in your mind or out loud send them some love, because the energy of all of you doing that helps a situation and helps that person so much. And I would be so appreciative if you did that. It's hard waiting on something. And we know we're not supposed to do it. We know we're supposed to go ahead and do the things we want to do and not wait and not wait and not wait. But the temptation to wait until something comes through, until we allow ourselves to have something else, is huge. And I remember once I hadn't done anything to fix up my house because I didn't have my radio show syndicated yet. And one day somebody said to me, you're 35 years old, and while you're waiting for this thing to happen, your life is happening right now. And I thought, what? But it was true. I'd been holding my breath for 10 years, waiting for this thing to happen. And in that 10 years, my life was still happening. So that's something to think about. Don't wait to pursue your dreams. Maybe Tony Ann will find a little something she can start with before the disability comes through. Huge love to her. Let's do a message from Spirit. I would love it. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
Hi, who are you and where are you from, sweetheart?
Hi, I'm Michelle Bloomgold, and I'm from Marietta, Georgia.
Wonderful. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too.
What's your question for me, hon?
Well, I'm a psychic medium, and I'm Jewish, and I'm looking to become a demonologist, which is very common for priests and bishops and stuff. But
Right.
as a Jew, not very common, except
Right.
for if you're a rabbi. And I've been doing a lot of studying and stuff, and trying to find a lot of information as a Jew, not very common. And I'm trying to find out some books as a Jew how to become a demonologist. And I'm trying to see if you have any recommendations of what kind of books I can look into of that.
Yeah, it's interesting because here's the thing, right? Like you said, we think of exorcisms and demonology as being a Catholic thing. And
Right.
that is they are the most famous for it. I think they're also the most outwardly spoken about it, because I know Protestant demonologists too. I know that rabbis also do the work.
Right.
But in the Jewish faith, everything is kept kind of within the faith.
Right.
You don't see a lot of rabbis writing books about all their business. You know what I mean?
Except for the Dybbuk, that we had, that we heard about, through Ghost Adventures,
Right, and through the movies about them. Yeah, the Dybbuk
Right.
box. But I believe from what I hear through the spiritual grapevine that rabbis do even more than that.
Right.
It's just something that's not talked about. And the truth is that until recently, I mean, really until The Exorcist came out in the 70s, priests doing exorcism wasn't really talked about either. The church tried to keep it extremely quiet. And the only reason that The Exorcist happened was that when the priest from the real story of The Exorcist died, somebody got a hold of his journal. You know what I mean? But it wasn't supposed to be. Priests aren't supposed to talk about it either. So I would say that that the two most famous priests that I know that have written books are the priest that the Russell Crowe movie The Pope's Exorcist was based on, and
Great movie.
there's an Anthony Hopkins movie called The Rite that's based on the
great movie.
that he has written as well. And I would do as much studying of the Dybbuk box as you can, and I bet you will find quotes from rabbis, and I would contact them and just start researching within the faith. But I would also study the Catholics, and I would also study the Protestants, because the truth is, demons are demons and demonology is demonology. Right. Demons don't care what faith you are, because faith is a earthbound concept,
True.
So they'll go after you no matter who you are. I think you're taking on a beautiful thing in a community that isn't talking about the fact that negativity and negative spirits are everywhere. And I just wish you the best of luck, sweetie. I think you're a rock star. I think you're taking on a lot, and I think that you are amazing for taking it on, and I appreciate that you are doing this work. Please let me know how it goes. And
I will.
I want to hear all about it, and stay away from the Dybbuk box, because nobody wants to open
I'm not
that.
like Zach Bagans, but we're going to be called the Spirit Cleansers. My family, we're going to be doing that, and I will definitely keep you abreast.
Please.
I just believe that, there's so many people out there that can't go to a church, can't go, somewhere, and, where do they turn to? And, it's just like me, I've come across demons, and people are like looking, probably out there looking at me going, what? Yeah, I have. I'm Jewish. And, again, demons are demons are demons. And, I can't go to a church, they're going to look at me like, but you're Jewish. Yes. We believe in it. I've taken Kabbalah and all that kind of stuff. And I've done exorcisms myself for people. And I think, well, what else, what can I do as a psychic medium? Well, I can
I love
learn
that.
more and help. And, there are bishops are saying to me, well, you can get in, you can hurt, people can get hurt and this and that. And I'm like, well, yes, I'm very aware of this. And I know that also mental health and everything. Well, I have a son who has autism and everything. And I know how to take this very seriously. And I know that you don't just go in this and everything's demonic. I
Right.
get that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm turning to you and other people and finding out as much information as I can. And I know to take this very seriously. I'm taking demonology classes and I'm doing and studying this as much as I can. You don't just go in there and say, oh, that's demonic. I know there's other things out there.
It's a spectrum like everything else. The evil spectrum is a
Exactly.
spectrum. Sweetie, you're wonderful and I appreciate it. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Sheena.
Take care, sweetie. I think that's going to be Michelle's book. It's going to be called I'm Jewish and I Believe in Demons. If I was Michelle, that's what I would call my book. Yeah, it's, you know what? Like the light, the darkness doesn't care what religion you are because it is what it is. And when we go where we go after here, there is no like place for Christians and place for Jewish people and place for atheists. It's either you go to the light or you go to the darkness. And it does not matter what your faith was here. So what an exciting thing and what an exciting call. I love that. And now I would like to give another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you, sweetheart? Who are you and where are you from?
Well, my name is Jennifer, and I am from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me today?
Well, my question is kind of what you hit on in the first place. Our stories are kind of similar. I've been sick a lot through my adult life. Believe it or not, I've had 3 kidney transplants.
Wow.
And I know I have somebody looking out for me. And
Sure.
I've been worrying, but my question is, I feel like there's a positive shift that's about to come. I don't know if that's the spirit world a way of telling me it is, because I always would worry before things would happen, but now I'm taking them as they come. And I just always felt, even as a child, I always had somebody looking out for me. I've had dreams of deceased people talking to me, and seeing things now. I'm just wondering, am I really feeling like, did I get an awakening? I feel like I've gotten an awakening since April of this year.
Absolutely. You're what we like to call becoming activated, which means that you're opening up to your gifts and you're opening up to your enlightenment. Not that you weren't enlightened before, but it's like now the Band-Aid is ripped off and the floodgates have opened, And so what you need to do during this time, sweetie, is make sure that you protect yourself. Because as we awaken and the channel becomes very open and a lot of information can come through, sometimes it can be very overwhelming, and sometimes that lack of lack of protection from the overwhelm can cause emotional problems and physical problems, and you want to make sure you protect your body.
Right, exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
You're an empath, and empaths oftentimes don't filter out their toxicity. I'm not surprised that you've had kidney problems because kidneys filter out toxicity. So there's oftentimes a lot of similarities between your body and your spirit. And an emotional person, one of the things that happens with an empath is they tend to have problems releasing toxicity. So your organs that do that can be a problem.
Wow.
A lot of times empaths have problems with their digestive tracts, like I have had my whole life, or they have chronic migraines. I mean, all that stuff, right? So it's great that you've become activated. It's great that all this information is happening. You've got wonderful spirit guides that fight for you, and that is wonderful. But just make sure you protect yourself and let a little information in at a time, and what you don't need, you get rid of.
Okay. I will definitely be doing a private reading with you very soon. Very soon. I need
and you take care of you, and I'm sending you so much love, and congratulations on your activation. How exciting.
Thank you, Sheena. Thank you for everything.
Sweetheart. You betcha.
Bye.
Look, when activation comes, it's great. When you get that place where you open up and here it comes, that is fantastic. But at the same time, it's a lot. And it's so important that we remember to protect ourselves, So I can't stress that enough. Protect, 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 protect. I'm going to say it probably 50 more times. Protect, 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 protect. Keep protecting. And I'm here if you need me. If you want to book a private session, like Jennifer suggested, 818-437-0886. That's the same number if you'd like to be a guest on the show. If you're out of the United States, you can hit me up on WhatsApp, 1-818-437-0886. And always, if you want to know more about me, visit my website, sheenametalspiritual.com, and follow me on social media everywhere at Sheena Metal. And now let's do a message from Spirit. Great calls today so far. Just amazing. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Who are you and where are you calling from?
I'm Cara, and I'm calling from Newburgh, New York.
Beautiful. I say calling from my old days in radio, right? It's a new world and I
Yeah.
can't figure out I'm on camera. What's your question for me, sweetheart?
So I've been going through a lot of life changes, and I just waiting for things to settle a little bit. I'm not sure what to expect, if things will be going in a positive or a negative direction, and if I'm not quite feeling secure about the choices I've been making right now. So just trying to get a handle on what's to come.
Okay, well, feel better about your choices, sweetie, because you're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, and Spirit is okay with that. I feel that you too are in the midst of a spiritual awakening, and that, Cara, as you become more spiritually awakened, it feels like your earthbound life is falling apart. And it's just that it's trying to catch up, right? Like right now, I feel like you're more secure in your spirituality than you feel in your earth life.
Yeah, I guess so.
So don't worry about the changes. This is just a temporary period, and it's going to last about 6 months. It's like a little like 6 months of crazy. And then things will definitely settle down. But I don't think you need to be worried about the choices. Is there a choice in particular that you're concerned about?
Well, my husband and I were separated for a while this year, and we just got back together, and I just want to be honest with myself and make sure I'm doing what's right for myself and my kids. I'm not sure if
I think it's what's right for you and your kids now. I don't know that I think it's a decision you will want to make for the rest of your life, but I think there was a lack of closure with you two. Part of your spiritual agreement had not been fulfilled, and you needed to come back together to fulfill that agreement. Whether or not it's going to become a lifelong thing depends on the growth that you see from him.
Yeah.
Because there's been some growth promised, right?
Yes.
So you're not quite sure the growth is going to happen. But either way, you needed to come back because there needed to be this closure. And you're in the right place. Just take it day by day and enjoy your life. Like I said earlier, enjoy your life as it happens. And just be mindful of watching for the change. Because you don't want to be in a place where you're in the same situation again with changes that have not happened. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that he's really trying. So let's see what he can do. And you needed to come back to this, though, for the closure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. You're in good shape, sweetheart. Everything's going to be okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care, hon.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, it's hard to know whether to put a relationship back together or not, especially when there's been hurt and you don't know if you can get over the hurt. And it's difficult. And I feel for her in that situation. Let's all send her some prayers. But I do see that he's trying, and he thinks he can make the changes. So let's all pray for him that he can make the changes, because that would be really awesome. But sometimes you have to go back no matter what and get that closure so that you can then legitimately really move forward in your life. All right, beautiful. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
Hi. Who are you and where are you coming from?
My name is Jeremy, and I'm coming from Grand Island, Nebraska.
Beautiful. What's your question for me, sweetheart?
Okay, well, my question is kind of complicated.
Okay.
Here lately, I have been kind of unhappy in my relationship, so I've been kind of talking to a couple of other women online, two to be exact. Uh, One claims to be working for, I mean, just gotten a contract through Victoria's Secret, and the other claims to be a witch. Uh, my question is, are either one of them real, or am I better just sticking it out with the woman that I'm with right now?
Yes. So sometimes if we stray a little bit and try to get a little something on the side, Jeremy, it doesn't work out so well. So I can tell you that both the women you're talking to are absolutely catfish trolls. You're better to stay with the relationship that you're in, and please don't get any further involved with these women. If you want to just keep chatting with them for fun to see what they're going to say, that's totally okay. But they're trolls, and the hook is coming. So don't believe it, especially with the one who's the witch. If she starts pulling some weird stuff like she's going to curse you, or she needs this, or she needs money, or a Walmart gift card, or whatever, just please just shut it down and block her and be done with her. Neither of them are going to hurt you, but there definitely is an end game with both of them. I'm so sorry to tell you that, but that's the truth.
The kind of funny thing is that the one that claims to work for Victoria's Secret has been asking me almost every day to send her money.
Yes.
Where the one that claims to be a witch claims to love me and has never asked me once to send her money.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, so Victoria's Secret, let's cut her off right now, and let's see what happens with the witch. But I'm telling you, it's coming, and it's going to be something really weird. So just don't buy into it and don't get scared, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care, sweetie. I'm sending you so much love. People,
thank
the
you.
trolls are everywhere. I have clients that their whole thing is they send me pictures of people they've met online. I mean, they're all trolls. There's so many trolls. One key sign of a troll is they have some kind of fabulous job. It's, I have this job, like I have a contract with Victoria's Secret, so I got nothing to do but sit online and talk to people and try to find a boyfriend. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? And the witch, I'm sure something's coming down the line with a curse or some other bad stuff is coming. So take care of you, my friend, and stick with your girl. And sometimes spirits like that's what you get. It's what you get for messing where you don't belong when you're in a relationship. It happens. I don't make the rules, man. I just pass it on. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Love to you, Jeremy. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. Who are you? Where are you from?
This is Debbie Lyon from Pine Plains, New York.
Hi, sweetie. What's your question for me today?
Well, I was in a relationship and it couldn't happen. It couldn't be. I mean, I really believe we're soulmates, but as he said, we're kind of mismatched soulmates because he's not available. So, and now he's moving far away. So I'm just really heartbroken.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Is he in a relationship?
Yeah, he's married and he's in a very unhappy marriage.
Yeah.
But he just is feeling just a duty to stay with her, and she has some things. He's a bit of a caretaker for her.
Sure.
So, I mean, he always had trouble stating his feelings from what happened to him as a young person, as a young child. So he always had trouble stating. He showed his feelings, but he had a lot of trouble expressing his feelings. And over a year, about 14 months we've been together, he has made such strides to that. In fact, today, when we had to say goodbye, he actually told me he loved me, which is huge. And in addition to that, there is so much movement in the house. I mean, I have, and you kind of know my daughter Madison. We've talked, and she's having a lot of activity in her room, and I have the salt lamp in my room, and no talking, Madison. You can't get into this. And the salt lamp in my room, which is usually a very dim light, the last few nights, it's so bright, like blinding me. So
yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
protection. It's spirit letting you know that they are there and they're protecting you, and your guides are protecting you. With your guide, Debbie, it's like a typical twin flame scenario, right? The soul connection is there, but on the earthbound plane, you just can't get it together. And it's hard because it should be perfect, but for whatever reason, it's not perfect. And that's typical of a twin flame connection. It's usually because one or both of the flames have so much stuff from their lives that they haven't worked through, and different obstacles. I mean, I believe that if he was healthier emotionally, he would be able to be available for you. But he's just not there. And being in the unhappy relationship, it's almost, sweetheart, it's almost like what he thinks he deserves. So he stays as a kind of like self-punishment,
I know he was abused as a child, so he is.
So he keeps going back to that abuse, right? That's what he thinks he deserves.
Right.
It's a shame, and I'm so sorry, but it really is what it is, sweetie. And it's that he can't accept what it means to be with somebody that he has a connection with, like he has with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're involved with somebody you have that kind of a twin flame soul connection with, one of the first things that it does is it inspires rapid healing in both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the purpose of meeting your twin here. You want to do that healing, but he doesn't want to do that healing. He's terrified to go through and heal. It's like his childhood abuse. It's like the surface has scabbed over, but there's still an infection in here.
Mm-hmm.
And he just is not, he's not acknowledging of what it would take to go and fix that and really work through that stuff. And you scare him because he knows that he can't be with you and not be all of him. But right now, all of him, it's parts of him that he doesn't access, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he would have to really do some healing and some work. Whereas with her, he can just phone it in. He doesn't care. It's not an intimate situation. They don't spend a lot of time together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun, and it's not fair, and I'm sorry. And it's I know it's hard, but know that the salt lamp, right? Keep focused on it, because that the light generated through that salt lamp is your spiritual team sending you the healing when you need it. Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here comes Madison.
Oh, here she comes. Hi, Madison. Hi, sweetie. How are you? She's like, no, I don't want to be on camera. Thank you.
Tell her about the printer incident.
What,
No,
Madison?
Tell her how I had to turn off the printer in my room.
The one of the spirits turned her printer on in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you got stuff going on, sweetie, in your house, and it's your spirit team protecting you both. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She tells them where they need to go. She tells them right off if they're bothering her at night.
Good.
So she's very good at that.
And you can do the same, but know that you're protected. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet, sweetie. Sending you so much love.
All right. Thanks.
You bet. Good luck to you, Debbie and Madison. Debbie and Madison. Yeah, your team, right? Your spiritual team. They will kick in when they are needed and let you know you're not alone, that they have your back, and everything's going to be okay. And that's what oftentimes gets us through the harder times in life, right? The tougher things is that knowledge that they're there and everything's going to be okay. So, yeah, I'm sending so much love to you, Debbie. It's a hard time when you meet your twin flame and you feel that connection, but for whatever reason, that person is not willing to make it work in this life. It's a devastating feeling. I think it's one of the hardest things for all of us to go through. And I feel for you that you're going through that, sweetheart. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
Good.
Who are you and where are you from?
My name is Sarah, and I'm in Dayton, Tennessee.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what can I do for you, sweetie? What's your question for me?
I feel everything that my loved ones feel. Like, I tend to take in their emotions and problems as my own. How do I protect myself from becoming overwhelmed and exhausted? Because I want to help them and I want to be there for them, but it can be overwhelming when you're feeling everyone's feelings, especially at the same time.
Sarah, congratulations. You're an empath, and my condolences. You're an empath. Yeah, when you are a super empath like that, it's like you just wander around feeling everybody's feels all the time. And unfortunately, a lot of people's feels are a lot. A lot of people are unhappy. They have anxiety. They have depression. There's an inner turmoil that goes on virtually 24/7. And you're having to deal with all that in real time all the time. So this is what you have to do. You have to envision what you're doing is, so I see my spiritual channel like a sunroof. It sits right up over my right shoulder, which for you is my right shoulder. And you can, the sunroof can be closed. You can open it to the light, but not the air. You can open it a little bit. You can open it midway, all the way. You decide how open you want to be at the time.
Mine's broken.
Well, yeah, okay. That one may be broken. Yeah, yours is broken open. But you have to envision a screen. You have screens on your doors and windows, so the fresh air comes in, but the bugs can't come in. And that's what you have to imagine, so that you're that alone, just envisioning some people envision their channel like a drain pipe, like however you envision it. Just envisioning that alone will help some of the stuff that isn't needed to filter out. Okay. And then when you have done that, then the most important thing is to make sure that when things get in, then you have to make sure you let go of what you don't need. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. The hardest thing of all is filtering out what you don't need. And it's kind of like, that there's that Japanese tradition that they talk about, because we're all obsessed right now with being hoarders. That you're
the Marie Kondo thing.
You're supposed to take everything in your house and say, do I want this? Do I not? Can I let this go? You kind of have to do that with every bit of the energetic information. You have to say, is this something I need, or is this something I can let go? And you will find that 90% of what's coming in, you can let go. Unlike your stuff, that you don't want to let 90% of your treasures go, because it's not even your stuff. It's somebody else's stuff. Can I let my mother's anxiety go? Can I let my neighbor's, anger go? Can I let the hate I saw in the news today go? You don't need any of that stuff. You got to let that go. And it's good that you felt it, because as an empath, everything that you feel helps to make you stronger and gives you more knowledge and makes you more in touch with the world and more connected. But you need to hang on to that, because it's not yours. So just envision, the expression in one ear and out the other. Just envision it coming in, and then you let it go. And you don't need that. And you just hang on to the things that are important. I always liken it to my clients, and when I teach workshops like this, you know, when you watch a TV show, a year after you watched it, you're not expected to remember every single word of dialogue from every episode. You remember what you took from it. You like this character, you like this scene, you like this overall plot, and then you let the rest go. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any room to watch the next show. So that you have to do the same thing. We only have so much bandwidth up here, you know, and in our souls, and we're not meant to hang on to all of it. So filter it out, and then what gets through, decide what to keep, and mostly let it go.
Okay, so I just need to practice.
Practice. Yeah, absolutely. You're in good shape, sweetie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's the hardest thing to do. It's hard, but we do it because it's what we have to do, right? All right, I'm ready for another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Who are you? Where are you from?
Okay, my name is Patricia. I am from Chicago.
Beautiful. It's nice to see you, sweetheart. I lived in
Thank you.
Chicago for a little while as a kid. I
Oh,
loved it.
yeah, it's nice for a kid, I think.
Well, it was nice in the 70s for a kid. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know if I've heard it's having some troubles right now, and I pray for it a lot.
yeah, absolutely.
How may I help you, sweetheart?
I really don't even know if I have any question in my mind. I guess I've been thinking deeply because I just had an uncle that passed. So I've been thinking about family, things like that. But I guess who doesn't think about love, I guess, and career? I don't know. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Can you go in blindly on me since I don't have a
Okay,
question?
I can, but it just feels, sweetie, like you're kind of almost in a stuck place.
Okay.
Like there's so many things you want, but you feel like right now those things aren't happening.
Okay.
And so know that you're like at a plateau where you're about to move and ascend to the next level. And part of that ascension, part of that moving to the next level is letting go of a lot of stuff that you don't need, releasing, surrendering to spirit. If I were you, I'd have a little talk with spirit every night before you go to bed. And I would say, look, I'm ready to move to the next phase of my life in career, in love, with getting over loss of family, with strengthening my living family, getting more in touch with my family members who've passed. I'm ready for all of this, and you can give this to me when it's my time.
Okay.
And just keep letting spirit know that you're available. It's like, you know, like in sports when you're like, I can take the ball, I'm over here. You're
Yeah.
just letting spirit know when you're ready to throw it at me, I can catch this right now. Because I feel like there's a hesitancy in you, sweetie, to almost like a fear. It's like the devil you know versus the devil you don't, right? There's
Mhm.
almost a fear of moving into the next level, even though you're not happy where you are, because you fear that will be worse.
If we're thinking career, because that's where it takes my mind, then I feel like I know where I want to go. It's just so the focus on how to get there.
Sure.
And I think that's more the fear. I don't want to do it the wrong way. Put it like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so what if you did this? What if you took that fear completely off the table? That there could be a wrong way, and you just started pursuing what it is that you want.
Right.
Without worrying that you're going to mess it up or not going to happen. I can tell you it's not going to happen if you don't try.
Right. For
If
sure.
you try, it's going to happen. If it doesn't work the first time, then you try a different way and it works again. But you need to actually pull that trigger and do that. Because I feel like this place where you're at right now, this sort of stuck place where there's all these things that you want, and it's like you're trying to find the bridge to get to them. It's starting to make you kind of depressed.
Mm.
And so that's okay. But if we don't want to be like that forever, it's okay to take time and downtime and think about things. But these are things that you want, and these are things that spirit wants you to have in your life. Want you to move to the next place and really have this stuff. So let's take the fear off the table if you can do that.
Okay.
And just start thinking about what you want with no fear. Make a list tonight. Make a list of everything you would like to change about your life. And And then on the other side of the page, start writing down what you can do today to start moving in that direction. Doesn't have to all be done today. Doesn't have to all be done next week. Doesn't have to all be done next month. Doesn't have to all be done by the end of the year. But at least then you start moving in the right direction. And once you start moving, then spirit will throw more things at you, because it's like when the ball starts rolling, it keeps rolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just got to start the ball rolling a little bit.
Okay. I'm not depressed though. So I'm very serious.
Right.
But depressed, I wouldn't.
But I don't
In fact, I think I'm in the right place at the right time.
I think you are too.
So I felt like waiting, I guess, because I don't want to do it, like I said, my own way, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. But don't stay stuck at this plateau, or you will get depressed, because you'll start to get frustrated.
Of course, who wouldn't, I guess.
And discouraged, right?
Okay.
So it's all good, baby, but you gotta start to move.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
You betcha. I'm sending you so much love. You're awesome. Thank you.
You are too.
What a great person to have at the end. That was fantastic. What great energy. What great people in general today. My goodness, amazing. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message. It goes right to my private cell. Here it is. 818. Look, it's mine. Here's the timer for the show, so you know it's me. 818-437-0886. Excuse me. 818-437-0886, or find me on my website, sheenametalspiritual.com, or follow me on social media everywhere at Sheena Metal, and that's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Please follow all my pages. Also, if you're interested, my sweet little cat Cullen, he doesn't get to come be a part of the show because he's a scoundrel. He has his own Instagram page, Cullen the Cat Official. That's Cullen, Cullen the Cat Official on Instagram. He's a doll, and he writes every day. He writes a message in his own words to you, because he's that darling. And I am available for private sessions. If you'd like to book one, send me a text message or go to my website, and there's information there on how to do so. Texting me is the best. And if you're out of the US, 1 is my country code, 818-437-0886. Thanks to my wonderful engineer and producer, the wonderful Emery, who I could not do this without. He, in all the ways that I am not organized, he is the beautiful organization of this show comes from him. And also my dear friend Tony Sweet, who owns PARAPOD TV, which also hosts the PARAPOD Festival every year and is the television station to its sister radio stations, UBN Go and LGBTQ Go. Till I see you next time, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise not only your personal vibration, but the vibration of those around you and the vibration of everything in the world and in the universe. And remember, most importantly, my friends, that you are love and you are loved, and you're loved by me for sure. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit. I'll see you next Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time, only on PARAPOD TV. Who loves you? I do. Have a good week.